Good evening, welcome to Full Time Reds. It's me, Chris Brack. It's Kev. We're here again, Kev. This time, Kev, it's a Liverpool win. It's a nice novelty, isn't it? It finished Liverpool 2, Rangers 0 in a pretty professional performance, Kev. Can't really say much more than that. We beat what was in front of us and did it pretty comfortably.
Yeah, mate. I'll be honest. 2 minutes before kickoff, it was the first time in a long time that I was anxious and nervous because I didn't know how this was going to pan out. And look, delighted with the win. Happy with the performance. Happy with everything. But the way the group is panning out, a win is vital. And happy with a lot of things tonight. There's an awful lot to be pleased with. Couple of things to be concerned about, but nothing overly dramatic that can't be worked on over time. But overall, delighted with the result, happy enough with the performance.
Yeah. So let's start from the beginning. So, guys in the comments, fire your comments in. We'll bring them up as quick as we can. But please be respectful in the comments, or me and Kev will be listening to it this time.
Yeah.
So let's start with the lineup because I'll be honest, we'd seen lots of different takes. We've talked about it on the podcast. We talked about it on the individually. Do we change the formation? Does Trent need a rest? Do we put Trent into midfield? Do we start Darwin? Do we start Jota? Do we give Virgil a rest? There was quite a few options that we could have gone with. And look, he went with depending on your preference. Some said 4-4-2, some said 4-2-3-1. So, but interestingly, Thiago starting, which I think most thought he would probably get a rest for Fabinho. Trent kept his place. The back foot, in fact, it's the same back five as last week. And we had a midfield two of Henderson and Thiago, and then we had the front four, which was quite exciting. What was your thoughts when you first saw it?
I first saw it, I was like, okay, how is this going to line up? Because do you remember at the end of the show when last Saturday, I said at the very end, I just said, look, please, I just want to see two forwards. I just want to see a strike partnership and work from there because there's chances to come. We're creating plenty. It's just slotted away. Get the goals. The clean sheets and everything like that, the shape, all that stuff will come. So I didn't know I thought the way BT lined it up was 4-2-3-1. And I thought, yeah, okay, fair enough. But the only constant tonight in that performance was the fullbacks overlapped. Cost us more than Trent. Trent held back a little bit. Costas was constantly overlapping. But Henderson and Thiago held their position in the middle of the park, and the front four rotated. It was like a 4-2-2 at times. Other times 4-4-2, 4-2-3-1, whatever way you want to call it. But the front four rotated. Sometimes a bit too much, but it's just a case of wherever you were at that point in the pitch, everyone else knew where to be. If Darwin found himself out wide on the right, there was two in the middle. Vice versa. If Darwin was through the middle, Salah was on the right, Jota was just behind. It will come better the more they play it. It's a case of if he's brave enough to do it against the side that are going to come at you. Rangers came for a point. They lined up 5-4-1 and they had no interest in trying to do anything other than try and get a point. And look, fair enough. I understand why. If you come out from the start trying to press Liverpool high up the pitch with those four on, you're liable to get picked apart. It's better sides, maybe not, but a side like Rangers probably would have. But look, I was delighted with the lineup. Surprised that Fabinho got the rest, but not surprised given the fact that look who you got coming up at the weekend. So yeah, I'm not overly surprised.
Yeah, D. Riga saying it. Trent said in his interview it was a 4-4-2. Fair enough.
Yeah, it was a lot of things. I mean, the thing is,
we did sort of go that. We did that in the Brighton game. Sort of went to 4-4-2, got ourselves back and then flipped back
and we reverted back to 4-3-3.
And that's probably where the problem started, to be honest. Well, more problems started.
In fairness, I thought we were in control for 85 to 88 minutes of that game tonight. And to do that in the Champions League against any opponent is good. Especially given the confidence that would have been drained from the way we've been playing over the last few weeks and months. It's it's hard. Confidence is one of those things. I heard Klopp describe it as a flower in the ground that you stand on it and you look at it and you're like, that's how easy it can disappear. But to get it back, it will take hard work. And I'm glad Klopp decided to change it. The test will be on Sunday if he sticks with it. I hope he does.
Okay, cool. All right, let's get some of the comments up because I've got a few different views. So let's bring them up. So your support looked like we were playing 2-touch tonight. The pace was back. Appreciate not the greatest opponents, but still look good. Yeah, you and me were saying that in the saying it was nice to see us do a bit more 2-touch because that's sometimes Liverpool when they're at the best in attack. It was less pedestrian, which is probably the way you've got to move against a very deep back five. So it's something to build from. Kieran B. Shane Darwin didn't score. He could have had a couple tonight. Diaz was electric. We'll come back to Darwin, because he is a talking point. So we've got to talk about it. Oh boy, what's going on? I wouldn't be happy with that performance. For the second half, we still have issues. Honestly, Fab and Elliott are not good enough in that midfield. I mean, Elliott actually went right wing. He didn't play midfield. Look, it's your opinion. Look, it's never going to be perfect. I think we're expecting perfection after the start of the season. I would say it's a building block to go from. So we'll see what happens. Dean's put much better tonight. Henson, brilliant, but the subs were rotten again. I think Dean followed up with we need to stop the Milner and Elliott sub. I think ideally he'd have put. I think this would have been the game to bring Arthur Mello in, but I mean the rumor going around is that he might have COVID. So fortunately for him, because this would have been the game. And also, I think those subs that came on, it was just resting legs because the game was pretty much done. I know it was they had a bit of a mad last 5 minutes or so, but I don't think it was. I think the subs were just there.
The game was on.
Yeah,
I think Alisson had one save to make. I think it was as routine a performance as you're ever going to get in Europe. To be fair,
yeah. Mega McAllen, evening goal, nice win. Thought Nunez was great. Unlucky not to get a goal. Yeah, we'll come back to him. We'll do that. Jonathan, championship level team Rangers. Don't think that performance will strike fear into many teams. You can only beat us in front of you, and we're not saying like it's Liverpool are back and that's the world all sorted. But look, at the moment, we've been playing very poor sides like that and struggling. So at least it was nice to do something comfortable. Laura Duffy, just a random thought. Best name in this game was Rangers. Is it Fashion? I can never pronounce his surname.
Fashion Sakala.
It's a great name, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
He's not bad. To be fair, he's not a bad player either. Actually.
Yeah, he was quite nippy. He was quite quick.
Barry Manley, hate to say it, but 2 goals and 2 set pieces against Rangers is not good enough. No questions were answered, really. I think if they don't have Alan McGregor in goal, I think it's a lot more comfortable. That's just how I saw it. But look, I just saw it as a professional performance.
Yeah.
Chris, about 90% of our final balls tonight was awful. Not even schoolboy level. Diaz, Jesus, and then Mo joined in. Okay. We'll pick that up in a minute. And see what people are saying. So you happy with the lineup then? Bit different, something a bit different. Liverpool just start a bit more impetus and try to keep it, but also try to keep it tight. And then we get the free kick, and it's a great goal, isn't it? It's a great free kick by him.
Yeah, it was a postage stamp free kick, just the right distance for Trent as well, just far enough to be able to get it up and down. And for him, he needed it. He got close against Brighton. The one at the end against Brighton really was a fingertip save, and we'd have got out of jail with that one. But tonight, that free kick was exceptional, and his overall game tonight was pretty good. Given the level of stick that he's been on the end of, for some of it justified, some of it way over the top. Tonight I thought he was okay, but that's a glimpse of what you get going the opposite way with him. Yeah, defensively, I thought Gary Neville was spot on last night in what he was saying. Just little basic things that fullbacks.
Body shape stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, body shape stuff. Your periscope, your vision, little things that can be corrected over time, but going forward, the technique in that, he should be scoring more with that technique. Do you know what, Kev? He's got a better goal scoring record than what you think from free kicks. Bernard, I mean,
Yeah,
the thing is, I think it's because we get quite a lot of them in or around that distance. If you look it up, I think his record is on par or better than De Bruyne.
yeah. Dean saying clean sheet was a big confidence boost. It is because let's be honest, we haven't had many of them. I mean, to be
I
fair,
think it's the manner of the clean sheet for me. It was the fact that Alisson really had one save to make, I think, in the overall game. The counter pressing, Jake, was really good as well. Yeah, it
It's a
was.
really good point.
But it was good because you had, when we lost the ball, the front four, Salah and Jota, if they were supposedly wide, and Diaz, everyone tucked in narrow. And we forced Rangers to go wide. So we were almost telegraphing where we wanted them to play the game and then targeted the press that way. It's what we used to do. It's what we were really good at, is forcing sides to play passes that we wanted them to play. And the way the front four were organized in how we did that, it didn't work all the time, but it worked fairly well, given the fact that it's something that we've only ever really reverted to as a second option in games. It's a second choice, that formation. It's not something that they'll have worked on meticulously, because there's a few problems I've seen with it tonight. I'll get to one in a minute, but the plus that you get is you've got that extra forward to try to win it high up the pitch. You know, I was really pleased with that side of it.
Yeah, Prakar Singh, I hope I've pronounced your name right. We were composed in possession, which is the biggest change. It is. We did look a bit more composed. Fred Fennell, from the game tonight, we weren't good enough for how poor, I'll say, Rangers are. For me anyway, we could cope against a strong opponent. We are getting beaten for me anyway.
Oh well, we're going to come up against a strong opponent on Saturday away from home.
Yeah,
so we'll see how that one goes. I honestly don't worry about playing the Arsenals of this world, the Man Cities of this world. I do. Because
I do at the moment.
I don't, because you're so aware of the threats that they bring. And for players, they're much easier games to be up for, to be sharper for. For me, it was the games against the likes of Fulham, the Brightons of this world. No disrespect to them clubs. Brighton are really good, so I've said it over and over and over. But if you're a player, it's a complacency thing for me. I don't think you go into the game at the weekend against Arsenal in any complacent shape or form. That's why I say they're not the type of games I'd be overly worried or fearful going into anyway. That's for sure.
Yeah, Austin saying, a win is a win in the Champions League. Annoyed about our wastefulness in open play, but McGregor turned into prime Neuer. He did have a good game. We will talk about him. Great to hit the clean sheet, third in all comps this season.
Yeah.
And Dean's disagreeing with, I think somebody said Rangers are at championship levels. That they aren't championship level. They were beating Dortmund, Leipzig, and PSV in the last 4 months. In the run to the Europa League final. So
yeah,
look, everyone's got different opinions on him. But look, at the end of the day, you can only beat what's in front of you. And to us, we've been playing sides of that level.
Chat about Darwin Nunez then, because look, how do you think he got on first and foremost? How do you think he was?
I thought he did all right. I thought he was industrious. He was at least giving defense something to think about. It doesn't always come off. You know, he does look very, very raw. But I think the raw material's there. But he does like the running behind. He does stretch the play. I think with his finishing, they're different players. But I remember with Suarez's first season for Liverpool, all he wanted to do was break the back of the ball, like absolutely leather it. And I think that's what Darwin's doing. I do think that's probably a little bit of internal pressure of, I need to get the goal. I think he just needs to be a little bit calmer. I mean, to be fair, look, he always gets compared to Haaland, but that's where Haaland is different. Is he's ice cold in that situation, and I think that will come. But I thought his build-up play was better. I like how when he hanged out wide, one of the other lads, whether it was Salah or Diaz or Jota, got him behind, and him and Mo seemed to start to link up quite well. So I thought it was encouraging signs. I think there's a long way to go, but do I think he's is the best centre forward I've ever seen? No, but I think it's encouraging signs, and I think that's
that's a really good point by Dean, actually, because Dean's just literally typed in there what I was going to say. He works the keeper. Pretty much every shot, he works the keeper. and he forces the keeper into making saves. Kevin Bowe was earlier saying, he should score a couple of them. And yeah, I think down the line when he's sharper, more match fit as well. I think
the one the first half on the left side. It's a good save by McGregor, gets his hand up, but you'd expect him to finish that one. I would say
you either go a bit higher or you go into the far corner. He wanted that split second more than what he actually had. Golson was good tonight. For the scoreline and the pressure that he was under. Bear in mind the avalanche of forwards that he was facing. So he did quite well, but McGregor was outstanding.
Well, many of the holograms playing next to him, which was he's finally played at Anfield.
He's played at Anfield.
The Ben Davies derby.
I was happy with the fact that Darwin was getting so many shots and so many chances on target, because they will come. Those goals will come. You don't get into those kind of positions as often as he does, because even in the games that he's played before, he gets in really good positions. It's going to be one of those that when they start going, he could be one of those strikers that's a streaky type of striker. Once he gets on a run of goals, you could see an avalanche of goals coming from him.
Yeah, Paul saying the rotation of the front four was really good. They must have been working on this all week.
I'd say working on it for a day and a bit. No, I think, Paul, the thing is, I think this 4-2-3-1, this 4-4-2, this variation of it, they've been working on it for a while, because we've gone to it in games where you'd often, and it's usually Mo would be the one who go inside and become like the second striker. So it's definitely a shape that we've worked on in training. But to see us starting with it, I was really happy to see us going with it, because I think with the squad, the shape of the squad, the way we have it at the minute, and who's available, I think it makes the most sense to have that as your go-to rather than 4-3-3 at the minute, because I just don't think we have enough quality in midfield in depth to be able to play that at the moment with the volume of games we've got coming up. I think having the two at least gives you more options with the 5 subs off the bench, that you can make changes and adapt to situations that little bit better.
Plus, with the 3 that you play in front of the 2, even when Jones will be back fit and Elliott, maybe it helps them a little bit more as well, because it takes a little bit of defensive responsibility off them. Revenant is saying, guys, I'm normally a pessimist, but people are so negative in most places and trash Darwin. I still don't get it. We won, can't we enjoy it? And look,
we won. No. This is the new modern age.
I think because we've had such a, let's be honest, a poor start to the season.
Yeah.
People are thinking like, look, you should be beating Rangers, and we have, and we beat Rangers comfortably. Have kept ourselves, away from danger pretty much the whole game. But when you're going to play Arsenal City soon, it's a different level. But part of me is like, it's a win, so we'll enjoy the win, but it's only a small step in the right direction. We've got
one of the biggest problems I saw in tonight's game, and it's a problem with the shape, and it's something that is going to come with practice. When Allison gets the ball, when you're playing a 4-3-3, you let Fabinho and right and left centre mid come in to make angles for the out ball for him. There were times tonight where he waited for the right ball. Now, he never got caught out with it, and he was playing balls along the ground, usually a few times into Darwin, who'd come short.
Yeah.
But there's real risk in that.
Well, once it caught us out, didn't it? Because right, and I think Trent brings the he brings the forward down, which gives the free kick away.
The one time that they really tested it was they had the one striker up front and their 4 midfielders in a line pushed up, and they almost said to him, you're going to have to go along, or you're going to have to take a real risk. But again, it's because it's the first time that we've played this overall for a long time. Those options will come with practice and training. But that was the only problem I saw with that 4-2-3-1 tonight. I thought the amount of chances that we created, the flexibility that we showed within the formation to be able to play it with the 4 up front, it all bodes well, especially from sides. If you do it, you're brave enough, and you do it against a side like Arsenal, who are going to commit more players forward, who give you more options going the other way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Paul saying, what do you lads think about not playing the high line tonight? No one has mentioned it at all. I think there might be a tinge of sarcasm in that response.
I think we
It's
actually only caught them out offside maybe 3 or 4 times, but I
Yeah.
don't think we were ever looking for it. But then again, neither were they. They
I
were
think 'cause we
never
had,
looking for the runners in behind,
I think 'cause we
which
had
is
so much of the
surprising.
ball. I think 'cause we had so much of the ball, it didn't give them much of an opportunity to really
Yeah.
get into it. So, look, we get to half time. It's 1-0, and the only frustration is it's only 1-0. You know, Darwin has, like you said, a couple of good chances. I think Diaz cuts inside and puts a few wide. You know, Diaz is still a funny one, isn't he? Because every time he gets the ball, you think something's going to happen, but his shooting's
He's
still a
got that
little
one
bit
trick, any.
erratic. Mm.
He's got that one trick where he drops a shoulder, he chops in onto his right foot, and he goes again to
Yeah.
look for the angle. But I think sides are getting cotton onto that now, where if the first defender doesn't go, the second one comes out really quickly to be that one to block off that second angle. That's where, when he starts to make that run, someone has to be looking to make an angle for him so that Diaz can just drop it off to someone else.
Yeah.
Because if the shot isn't there, don't force it. Just lob it off to someone on the side. Look for an inside run, something. But he kept getting into really good positions, and I think a lot of the reasons why he was getting into really good positions is Costas was making that overlapping run all the time, and
Costas
they
was good
didn't
with the
know whether to
overlap.
stick or twist with him.
Costas was good with the overlap run, but he's not great if he's got to try and beat him on 1-on-1. We've realised it's not his game. That is it.
It's not his game.
His game is to do the deep run or to do the quick 1-2. And look, that's fine. Look, everyone has the strengths.
Yeah.
But tonight he did look like going, if he's got to run at someone to beat them, it's not quite. It's just not his game.
It's not his game.
No,
but overall, he had a decent game tonight.
Yeah, look, the good thing you say about Costas is generally when he plays, you don't worry. You know.
Yeah, I'm not worried. I wouldn't be overly worried defensively about him, and we saw that late in the second half.
We'll come to that, yeah.
But Laura makes a shout there as well to the. It was a good job today. The Baby Reds, 100% record in the UEFA Youth League, winning 4-1, and that one was a really late last kick of the game.
Yeah, they were full
consolation goal.
Young Oakley, what's his surname?
Oakley Cannoneer. And Ben Doak played really well.
But he's
Kwanzaa scored again.
He's looking to play
back from a set piece.
Oakley's looking to play. He's definitely trying to make a name for himself. So he's not just the ball taken quickly.
Oh God, no!
Boy. He
looks like a
long way to go. But you're looking at
again. He looks like a proper finisher. He does. He looks like a real finisher.
Which at some point you'd love to see that one. Yeah, another Fowler-esque young youth player coming through, because it is exciting when you see a youth player coming through. And Dean said, interesting, the youth team play 3-5-2. So it's a bit of a different formation as well. So
play to your strengths, don't you?
I think so, yeah. Especially young players. You know, it's nice to have that bit of flexibility. Not saying we all must play 4-3-3 because that's what the first team play, which is somewhat. I think under 23 level you probably do because they're more likely to play. I think like you said, for the kids, it's just getting them.
Yeah, I agree with Dean there. I think this kid is going to be something. Kwanzaa is centre back.
Yeah, he's
got time on his side, and I think he's going to be developed. But he definitely looks like he first came to notice. So I first saw it when he played for England, and I thought, yeah, this kid has got something about him. But he looks above the level that he's playing at the minute, you know. But he's definitely one to watch for the future.
Paul saying Jota looked sharp tonight. He did. He looked all right in the 10 actually. I think there's still areas of improvement, you know, but I think he's still finding his feet. But look, I thought that as a 4, I thought the interplay worked quite well. I think final balls definitely can be improved on and all that. But you know, like you said, early positive signs, which is kind of what we wanted really. So half time, how you feeling? You feeling relaxed or you tetchy?
I just want the second because you can always have a blonde moment, you know, that one ball over the top that someone makes a mess up or they work something and a pass plays right or Ryan Kent does something crazy. You know, at 1-0, it's a dodgy result. It's always a dodgy scoreline. Wanted that second, you know. And the thing is, the performance deserved it. We deserved it on the strength of the performance that we were putting in.
Yeah, so basically you wanted a second just to make all your worries vanish. That's what you pretty much wanted.
Exactly, all my worries just vanish.
There's me bad pun. So let's go through our partners. Let's pay the bills. So our first First sponsor is IP Vanish. You guys must know about these by now. These are a VPN, which will help keep you 100% encrypted online. So that'll protect everything from your private details, your passwords, your communications, and your browser's history. So you're basically invisible on the internet. It's simple and easy to use, and you can use it on unlimited devices without sacrificing speed. So that's computers, tablets, phones, and even Fire Sticks. So basically, you can use it at home or in public. And the offer for you guys is 70% off your yearly plan and 30-day money-back guarantee. So you're basically getting 9 months for free. And these guys are rated 4.6 out of 5 on Trustpilot. So if you want the offer, go to the details in the description below. And it is ipvanish.com/daytrippers. That's ipvanish.com/daytrippers. And if you don't want to listen to Steve McManaman like we did today, fuck me. We'll come back to that. Jesus wept. I don't know who the Scottish fellow was, but I was much rather listen to him. You know, they had Alan McCoy in the studio. What a beat he doing? Get Alan McCoy and co-commentary. So yeah. So the option is Paramount Plus, because then you don't have to listen to Steve McManaman, which, to be honest, we're all a lot happy with if that's the case.
Yeah.
And Paramount Plus, I think it's less than €10, isn't it, Kev? And with some Sky deals, you actually you can get it included as well. So, and our final partner, if I can get my Kev, it's all going to pot here. BetterHelp. So BetterHelp, if you're thinking of giving therapy a try, BetterHelp is a good option for you. It's convenient, accessible, affordable, and entirely online. Get matched with a therapist after filling in a brief survey and switch therapist at any time. And if you guys want to try it, you can go to betterhelp.com/daytrippers. That's betterhelp.com/daytrippers, and you get 10% off your first month. There we go, Kev. I'm gonna have a drink. You kind of talking on. Bills are paid.
Are you having a drink? Yeah. All right. Look, a couple of things away from the football for a second. 175 watching, only 25 likes. Come on, please hit the like button and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. But smash the like button if you could. And post match, when this is all done and dusted, in the comments, leave you who you think is the man of the match for the night. The other thing is Bobby's Wish to Walk. He's under 4K away from hitting his €150,000 target. €4,000 is all that's left. So the link is in the description below. The link is also in our pinned tweet. Click into the link. Read Bobby's story. If you can donate, great. If you can't, you know the score. Please share it around your WhatsApp groups. Share it to your Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, everywhere. Tell people about it and ask them to share it as well. Really would appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Laura says
3808 away.
3808. Arsenal for life's back in the house. He's great, isn't he? I love him in the chat. Enjoy this win, because on Sunday you'll have nothing to celebrate.
Yeah. All or nothing.
All or nothing. Quite nice one, Kev. Nice one. You've been hanging on.
Boom.
Yeah.
We're all weak people.
To be fair though, I like it when he goes in the chat, because I'll give him his due. He'll come with bravado, but if Arsenal get beat, he'll still come in the chat and just go, it's one of them, isn't it? So listen. I quite like someone who'll dish it out and take it, but doesn't get silly about it. Archie says, Chris and Kev, please mention Matip. He was immense. He was good today, wasn't he?
He was all right. He was all right, Joel. Lord Joel does love a wonder, doesn't he?
He didn't do many tonight, though, he
did a couple, but he did his day job really well. And he was unlucky. He was really unlucky with the last corner. It just grazed. It was just on the other side of the post. Another night that goes in, But I was happy. Look, I love Joel. I hope he's one of my favorite players. But he was very competent tonight, and he's another one. He needed that performance, that bit of confidence to get back into his game, because look, he was at fault for at least one of the goals at the weekend. So dusting himself off and having a good show in tonight with Virgil as well.
Yeah. And Virgil, to be fair, was actually looked a bit more like his normal self, which was quite nice to see. Still not quite the Virgil we know, but again, look, we'll take it small steps in the right direction. Prakar Singh has put Nunez could work on his pressing and cutting off passing lanes.
Yeah,
I think that's
fair. Yeah, that's fair. That will come with the new system, with the new teammates as well. That's just work and game intelligence, but that will come, no doubt about that.
I think so, yeah. But look, I think that's a fair criticism, to be fair. So
Yeah,
no
but
problem with
it's
that.
not
So
really a be all and end all at the minute. But
no, but like you
the
said,
one good thing that I liked about him tonight, his hold up play and getting in front of centre backs to bring others into play was pretty good. You know, his first touch and just holding a defender off and laying it off for someone else. Little things like that from a 9 that can relieve pressure. Plus, he was at the end, they didn't know whether to stick or twist with him, whether he was going to come short or go long. I thought overall, his game was really, really good.
yeah, nice. Dean Sports, nice to see Canarsie on the back as well, which is good. Yeah, it is good to have him back. Might see him in the
need
Rangers
him
away
back.
game, because I think then that also helps Joe because we can rotate. And Ramsey hopefully will get a run out. Yeah, would be nice to see.
Yeah,
I think if we got a third with
No, I
15
don't
to
think
go,
so.
I think you might have seen 10 minutes of him.
I don't think so because he's only had one. He's only back in training really after a lengthy period out, and plus he's really only had one run out for the under 23s. You know, so it's. I think they'll blood him in slowly. They're not going to. I get what you're saying about chuck him in 3-0 against opponents he knows, but I think they'll take their time with him. That's just a feeling. I just think they'll take their time with him.
Yeah. Papanandu is saying Trippers next two matches we will see. If the Reds couldn't beat Rangers, then we really would have been in trouble. I mean, to be fair, yeah they are great, but I'll be honest, Fulham aren't good.
They aren't great, but let's be honest. Call it as it is as well. They did get to Europa League final last year, and they were only beaten by Frankfurt in the end. They picked up some big scalps along the way as well. You know, so give me 1 second there, Chris. You just throw up comments and read them away. I've got a better offer at the minute.
You've got cans to go to. Is that what you're telling me?
No,
yeah.
mate, my missus has just come up.
Oh, fair enough. Keep the marriage going. That's fair enough. Right, Emmett's here. I thought Nunez was excellent tonight. Dropping into space and receiving the ball was brilliant. Popping up all over the place, picking up some excellent positions. Yeah, it's a sign for what we need. Yeah, Dean saying I don't think he's even played them 23s yet. I don't think he has yet, Dean. No, so just with being on the bench, I wonder if there was always an option of throw him on if the game's absolutely dead. I mean, 2-0, you're never gonna throw him on there. A few are saying like Henderson did look happy coming off. He didn't. I don't know if that's just because he just wants to carry on playing. But look, I think you've got to protect his legs a little bit at his age. Same with Thiago. You know, Thiago played longer than I thought he would. And Ashley L, nice to see Kelleher back on the bench. It is nice to see him back on the bench. Was it you back with us, Kev?
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, good to see Kelleher back on the bench. I think it was a groin injury he had. It's all a bit hush-hush.
I think so.
I know Ireland aren't happy with Klopp saying you got my player injured.
Well, I think there is a bit of a story about it, but I don't know how long Kelleher is going to be at the club.
I don't, because if he wants to play regularly for Ireland, he's going to have to move on.
If he wants a career with Ireland, he's going to have a long way to go to oust Gavin Bazunu, and he's only going to do that if he goes somewhere to play. So,
which is a big problem which could be a big problem for next summer because trying to find a decent number 2 is hard.
It is.
But
that's down the line. That's for another day.
So let's talk about second half then. Let's be honest, first 10 minutes were a bit sloppy.
They were, but they were still not being. We still limited them to nothing really. They weren't able to do anything. It was just finding our feet again and getting back into playing. But what's the story with the groin injury? Apparently, what happened was he picked up a niggle with when he was with Ireland. Ireland didn't tell the club, and nor did Kelleher. Then he came back, and
it was worse than they thought.
It was worse than what they thought.
So, but Ireland are now sort of saying that's not the case. He wasn't injured, and then it's like it's all he said, she said a little bit, isn't it? So
yeah, exactly.
So Jason's asking, Arthur not eligible for the Champions League? He is eligible. He's in the squad. The rumor is we think there's a rumor that he may have
COVID symptoms. That's why apparently. Well, that's the rumor because if you notice the pre-match, everyone was wearing face masks, not just the players and the staff, but all of the support staff who were around the club as well. The security staff who were in the tunnels and stuff. everyone was wearing masks. So that's where I think there might be some legs in that one, that he was just showing symptoms. So it was better. Precaution was the better course of action there.
Yeah, he really is Thiago Light, isn't he?
Next comment. I'm getting into it.
Lads was saying Ox and Keita were dropped from the Champions League squad. They were.
Yes.
But
they weren't dropped. They're just not going to be available for it. So
no, because
no point in registering them.
No, because it isn't Chamberlain due back, well, in training in the next couple of weeks. But let's face it, even if we get him fit, it's going to be
It's going to be after the World Cup, no matter what.
Yeah.
You know, so
you can see why they weren't. Why they weren't.
It's going to be January before he's available for anything. But in that time, you don't know what the club are going to be able to do to try to get him some kind of minutes in some way, shape, or form. Because it's the one thing when, look, it's not one to get into tonight, but it's something that when players come back from Qatar, how many of them are going to be able to come back, hit the ground running, and start training straight away and be available straight away? So the players who aren't going, including the likes of Ox, including the likes of Naby, might be needed in those first couple of weeks post Qatar. We don't know who's going where and what's going to happen. So
Emmett's saying, how funny would it be if the Arsenal game was called off again for COVID? Imagine the fume. God, do you remember that one in January last year? Jesus wept.
It'd be hilarious.
Can you imagine that? Oh, God, can you imagine that happen again?
But you know what? I actually think that we actually need games. So
to be fair, we had a 2-week gap and then played Brighton, and let's be honest, Kev, it didn't go well, did it? So
yeah, but I think Tom Boland is right. I think Arsenal might have.
They've got a game. I mean, Arsenal got a game Thursday, haven't they? But I mean, I didn't know the team was they were playing. So I think Arsenal just changed their full 11. So I think the 11 that's going to start against us, I'll be amazed if any of them even get involved.
Yeah, but look, we're getting to the second half. Penalty, no argument.
No, I don't think so. No, I think the only person who didn't think it was a penalty was the Rangers co-commentator, and he was saying it tongue-in-cheek. You could hear him laughing, never a pen. You could hear him giggling when he says it. So
Diaz did really well to get into the position, didn't he? Because it was a really good take.
Good ball up by Hender to him.
Yeah,
and then he takes it, and then he just does, which feels, Kev, is the thing you may have criticised him for a few times, is you just go inside at the defender and just make him
do something.
Make him foul you. And look, the young lad actually who had played quite well for Rangers defensively.
King, was it? Or
King it was, yeah. Just look, not much he can do. He takes him down, clear penalty, and Mo just strokes it down the middle, nice and easy, and pretty much game done then.
It was game done at that stage, wasn't it? One thing you go back to, that pass by Henderson, and he made some passes tonight. From that position, I thought his passing was better than Thiago. I thought Thiago was good. He was better than what he was against Brighton, but he was nowhere near the level of where he is capable of getting to. But I've every confidence that will come for him the more he plays. But I thought Henderson in the two tonight, his passing was really, really good.
Maybe that's the thing. Look, if this is the formation they're going to go to, I mean, we'd said, and you and me had talked about in the summer, I'd said I'd like a midfielder, and I think your argument was you won't mind another winger because then we can go to midfield. Listen, if you go to midfield, it takes pressure off the options we have. So that's the internal way of fixing it until January or next year, whatever you think it is. But do we have enough attacking players to cover that regularly? I'm not sure. Henderson apparently has said we have to block out the social media news. I think we could all do with that advice, to be honest.
I still find it amazing in this day and age that these players actually use social media themselves, that they don't employ a social media manager to run their accounts for them, because there is no positive spin on anything they can gain from seeing what people post about every single one of them post-match. I don't know why on earth they even involve themselves in it. And I know it's impossible for them to get that, because you're going to get do you see what they're saying about you? Do you see what they're saying about? Look at this. You know what I mean? But there's no good can come of it. I really don't get it. I just
No.
don't. I thought it was absolutely crazy that.
Laura Duffy saying, I think the only controversy, even though it was pretty clear on the pen, was which of the two committed the foul. Yeah, I think that's why I was having the guess, and I think it was King, but it might have been the other one. Is RTE an Irish channel?
Yes.
Apparently, a few in the comments saying they're absolutely roasting the bull for how they
Is
played
Didi
tonight.
Hamann in the studio tonight? I don't know. I don't watch RT.
I don't know. Didi Man hates Liverpool anyway, so.
And the other fellow would have been Kenny Cunningham.
Oh, him. Oh, yeah.
I have no interest in RT when it comes to Liverpool, especially. It's just not bothered. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Didi Hamann. Oh, and Liam Brady. Oh God, it gets better. But Didi Hamann is the one German who thought he was. Oh, Dumfries not on as well. Oh God.
Yeah.
It's showbiz, baby.
Do you know when he left Liverpool? Did we throw him up, kick his cat?
No, I honestly think that because Klopp is German, Hamann thought that he was going to get a job at the club because he was the next player.
I was always thinking,
like, get the fuck out of here! Who the fuck is this guy? Go away! He's just bitter. He really is. He's just bitter. Brady's one of my favorite players. Liam Brady is one of my favorite non-Liverpool players of all time. A great footballer in his day. But my God, as a pundit, he has some strange takes. Really strange takes.
Yeah. Right. So let's talk to probably the only bit of excitement. Chris Golden, I've kept this one back, is the Greek cleared off the line and then Alisson saved all in 5 minutes. The clean sheet was in danger like most of the season. It was Rangers, lads. It was Rangers. And well, look, this is not me and Kev saying that's it. We're all everything's hunky-dory. But look, you can only beat what's in front of you.
And the other thing, Chris, forget about what Rangers have done in the past. Any side, whoever you're playing, are going to get the odd chance.
Great clearance.
And it was a brilliant clearance late in the game to be that switched on. There was another one as well where Milner put a right stiffener on someone.
Oh, the number 9 who came on. The one I thought actually would start.
Klasic or...
Yeah, the Croatian striker. He absolutely nailed him. He gets the ball there, but he absolutely nails it. I mean, he had from the resultant corner from the clearance, he has a good chance, and Alisson does his big Schmeichel impression, isn't it? Which is just gets his bottom man to it. Yeah. Which is
that's what he's there for.
That is what he's there for. So but look,
yeah, it was a good save. The other thing as well, quick mention: James Milner, 825th appearance tonight.
In his career, 300 for
career
us.
appearance, 300th for us tonight, but 825 appearances for a guy at 37 years of age who's still capable of doing a job. Now, he's not going to be the guy or the ideal person, but if you want someone to come in and see a game out for 10 minutes, especially against a side like Rangers, you can put it about a bit and, someone to come on and keep the standards up. He was really good tonight when he came on. And
as Emmett said,
I've no problem with that. I've no problem with him coming on and doing that role. But 300 for...
Ashley L said, I like the late sub of Gomez for Trent so he could soak up a bit of support from the fans. Yeah. I think that's a good bit of psychology by Klopp. Look, the lad knows he's under pressure. The lad knows his name in everyone's lips at the moment. Look, you and me have both criticised how he's played this year. Some of it has been overboard that we've seen in social media and media circles and some ex-players who probably should know better, really. But the joy of being a professional, you've got to take it on the chin. So it's nice that he actually got to at least bask in a good performance. The key is,
and it was a good performance for him.
Yeah, the key is now back it up against Arsenal, because Arsenal you're going to be up against probably Martinelli, who's ridiculously tricky for most fullbacks. To be fair to him,
yeah. Do you know what? You look at it. I reckon Milner will play out this year. I reckon he'll probably get another 20 appearances. Be it starts or off the bench. If he gets even remotely close to 850 appearances at club and international level throughout his career, what a career. Do you know what I mean? And for an outfield player to get that many appearances, always in the top level, always in the top flight. You know, it's testament to the guy's mental strength as well as his physical attributes. The guy is an absolute warrior. You know, he'll never get the praise he deserves until he leaves. And it's a sad thing that, you know, people can't take things for what they are.
Yeah, it's just the way things are. Kyle, Michael Owen said to Hendy, Liverpool looks somewhere close to their best again. Jesus. I won't go that far. I thought Liverpool were improved.
It was improved. And do you know the other thing? Look, I think we had 20-odd chances. If we'd have scored 4 or 5 tonight, it would have been a fair reflection on the scoreline. And if it wasn't for Alan McGregor, who, in fairness, was the man of the match.
Oh, by the way, that save against Jota. I forgot about that.
The 2 for Nunez and the 1 for Jota was...
The Jota's the best one because that's
brilliant save.
Like a missile top corner. It's a great tip.
Yeah.
You know, I thought he's retired. I thought he'd retired.
I think he was going to.
After Europa League final, he obviously changed his mind.
Yeah, I think he was going to, and then he'd say, no, I'll give it one more go. The thing is with players, you're a long time retired. You know, you often see with the ex-players. I watched a bit of an interview with John Terry last weekend, and he was talking about, like, for the first 6 months, didn't know what to do. You know, because you still want to compete and stuff like that. It's still in your head. So you're a long time retired. And for a keeper to be able to still do that, he was really, really good tonight. McGregor was brilliant. Yeah, he really, truly was.
Sometimes people forget Milner was a key player for Man City when they won their first title. He's best used for us as being an option off the bench. Problem is he's had to start too many games for us.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, that is fair.
That's a great take, Sam.
Yeah. Also, he hopes Alisson can play till he's 41. Can you imagine that?
I hope he can play for us.
Yeah,
we're happy enough if he plays for us.
Don't have to worry about Keller then, do we?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Claire Dean put a comment up earlier. Man of the match is a tricky one. Henderson was boss, but that free kick and subsequent goal was different level. So I'm assuming that's Trent she's going for. But
I'd imagine
put in the comments who you're going to go for man of the match. I mean, the proper answer is probably McGregor, to be fair. But let's go for
it was a Liverpool man of the match. I'd give it to Darwin.
Okay.
And purely and simply because he forced the keeper to... He did everything you want in a number 9. The only thing that was missing was the goal. You know, and it's the hardest thing in the world to do is to score. Yeah, Trent's free kick was outstanding. His defensive work was good. His passing was good. It was what you expect from Trent, you know, and because of the levels that he's at. But I think the fact that Darwin kept going all the time, and his hold-up play was brilliant. His rotation, left wing, right wing, through the middle, he was a constant threat. I'd give it to him, but there's an argument for 4 or 5 that were good tonight.
Yeah, Trent part of me because of the narrative around it. You know, it takes a little bit of pressure. It doesn't take a lot of pressure off him, but it takes a little bit of pressure. It's something he can build from. Santana said Nunez man of the match, constant threat, like Jota was against Ajax. Both didn't score, but movement caused chaos and creates chances for others. That's fair assumption. Fair assessment. So Kev, anything else you want to add before we go?
Yeah, just sort of quickly, I'm just bringing something up there now. What the for this? Right, despite the games tonight, Ajax 1, Napoli 6.
Also,
Liverpool.
Our smash against Napoli looks a little bit better.
Yeah, Liverpool 2, Rangers 0. Club Brugge 2, Atletico Madrid 0.
They're bottom of the group, aren't they? Atletico.
Yep. Porto 2, Bayer Leverkusen 0. Bayern Munich 5, Victoria Pilsen 0. Inter Milan 1, Barcelona 0. Marseille 4, Sporting 1. And Sporting were 1-0 up in that. And Frankfurt 0, Tottenham 0.
That Group D is really tight now, isn't it? Because Sporting are on 6, Tottenham and Frankfurt are on 4, and Marseille are on 3. So that's a tight group. As is the Milan. Yeah. And Barca now down to 3rd in their group, so should be interesting. And we're at the moment second, 3 points clear of Ajax, and back to a negative goal difference. Which is quite nice.
Chris is asking there, RT are banging on about Nunez losing the head with a Rangers player. He missed it.
Oh, do you know what? This is the thing. Steve McManaman was doing this as well. So there's first off, there's a corner that comes in. I think Virgil trips someone. He goes down, and the ref blows for it. And I think they go to take a quick free kick, and he stands in front of the free kick.
That was it.
And the player pushes him, and he just goes like that. And the ref has a go at him to say, "Back, I've told you back off." And he goes, shakes and walks away. Loads of strikers do that.
Well, that's what you want the striker to do. You delay the free kick as much as possible. You're stopping the quick free kick. You're stopping the counter. That's what you want to do. If he gets caught for a booking for it, fine, because technically it's a booking.
It wasn't like he stuck his leg out. He just stood in the way, and when you just stand in the way, you can't get away with it. It's when you do what Jimenez did against City when he stuck his leg out. They took the free kick and just stuck his leg out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just because unfortunately, it's not unfortunately, it's his own fault. Because Darwin got sent off for losing his head for headbutt.
Yeah.
Any slight little altercation now, everyone thinks he's lost his head.
Yeah.
He
did exactly what a striker should be doing in that position. I don't care what RT are saying about it, to be honest. That's what I want him to do that.
Dean says he's pushed twice and doesn't react. He's learning. Yeah, he's learning. I mean, to be fair, that's only the second red card of his career. And I can't believe... Look, I know the Portuguese league isn't the Premier League, but I can't believe in Portugal there weren't people trying to wind him up.
Yeah. Jason is asking the question there, why did Trent get the yellow card? You think he signalled to Klopp it was for a shirt pull?
Yeah, because I messaged you saying, what's he got a yellow for? And you messaged back, what's he got the yellow for? Well, that doesn't answer my question. But I think when Klopp came out, gives him a hug, and he seemed pulling at his shirt like that. So I wonder, the counter they have right near the end when Milner nails the forward in the end,
your man.
he has a little pull at him, and I wonder if he's just been booked for trying to pull a player back.
Maybe.
That's the only thing, unless he gobbed off. But I'll be surprised if he's gobbing off.
No, I don't think he was.
But you know what I mean? I'll be surprised if he's gobbing off at 2-0 with a minute to go. So I think it might have been a slight shirt tug. It was a bit enough of me. But yeah.
It was, yeah.
Dean said he's got one career red card. They are trying to make out like he's Suarez 2.0. Well, yeah.
Look, just make sure he's a sandwich before the games. You'll be grand.
Make sure what?
Make sure he has a sandwich before games. He ain't going to bite anyone then.
Thanks for that. Cool. Right. On that happy note then. So, Kev, happy?
Delighted with that. Delighted with the result. Happy with the performance. Happier with the changes. I hope he sticks with them.
Yeah, so rest of the week we've got, I think we might have a show tomorrow. There might be a viewer's voice, so keep an eye on our socials.
There is a viewer's voice on Thursday.
Friday.
Midweek fix tomorrow.
Friday, it's me, Luke. Kev's had enough of me. He's decided this too many shows me into. So Kev's having a night off. So it's me, Luke. It's Den
from Arsenal.
From Arsenal. And I think Oscar from All These TV's coming on as well. So we'll have a bit of a chat. We'll talk about Arsenal, Liverpool. Probably do the Everton United game. We'll cover Leeds as well. So they're probably the two biggest games. Bit of a mad. It's the mad time, isn't it? Everton game. Is it 6:30 on a Sunday?
Yeah, it's late Sunday evening for some reason. Don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's on BT as well.
Unless there might be something. There might not be.
It's a European game. Because United are playing Thursday. I wonder if that's part of the deal.
Yeah, they play later on a Sunday or something. Yeah.
And says, cheers, lads. Good to see you after a win for a change this season.
Oh, and make no mistake. It's nice to be able to come on after a win. It's such a relief to be able to come off after a win, mate, I'll tell you.
And then Sunday, mate, it's me and you after the Arsenal game.
Yeah, that'll be fun too, don't worry. Listen, do us a favour, please hit the like button on your way out. It'd be really appreciated. Kev's away on the wine and dine. Missus, he must be obeyed. Happy wife, mate, happy life.
It is, mate. It makes life a lot easier, I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
Right, but listen, thanks everyone for your comments. Good show. We do enjoy doing these.
Yes.
So we'll see. Well, I will see you all on Friday. Me and Kev will see you on Sunday. With hopefully it's another win for Liverpool. Fingers crossed, Kev. Fingers crossed. Until then, guys. See you soon.
Good night.